Halo is a very vast universe, and it can be difficult to get into a new franchise, especially a large one. And that is where I come in. I'm going to be giving you a brief overview of Halo in two parts. The first part will be Halo's Reach 1, 2, and 3. Then part 2, I'll go over Halo 4, 5, and Infinite. So, without further ado, here is Halo. So there's this woman named Dr. Halsey who kidnapped a bunch of children, and then she pumped them full of a absolute ton of experimental drugs, and then gave them this really sick power armor that enhances their physical strength, and they're called Spartans. There's also this super advanced race of religious aliens called the Covenant, who have 4 main races of aliens. The first race of aliens are the elites, who are basically the commanders on the field, the jackals, who have shields and are really annoying, the grunts, they're pretty self-explanatory, look at them, and the brutes, who are brutes. And finally, there's these super advanced aliens / gods called the Forerunners, who made these huge space rings so they can stop these super intelligent space zombies. But the rings kill everyone in the galaxy. And that's because if the space zombies don't have anything to eat, that means they can't evolve. We start our story on the human-colonized world of Reach, which is currently being invaded by the Covenant. A Spartan team is dispatched on many missions, attempting to get rid of the Covenant invasion. But eventually the Covenant wins and destroys Reach, but not before a human ship called the Pillar of Autumn escapes with a hyper-intelligent AI named Cortana with the help of Noble Six. Then the Pillar of Autumn sets off for the previously mentioned Halo rings. Upon the Pillar of Autumn arriving at Halo after nearly escaping from Reach, the Spartan named John 117, or the Master Chief, an absolute Giga Chad, is awakened from a freezer. But the Covenant ends up boarding the Pillar of Autumn, and Master Chief nearly escapes and lands on the Halo ring. He continues to go on many adventures, learning more about the Halo ring. He eventually makes it to a Forerunner facility, where he encounters the previously mentioned Flood. He also meets 343 Guilty Spark, who looks after the ring, who takes him to the control room of the Halo, where he's about to fire it, but is stopped by Cortana. He eventually learns that Halo kills everything, and he wants to destroy it. But 343 Guilty Spark attempts to stop him, who eventually fails, and Halo is destroyed, and Master Chief and Cortana eventually escape. After escaping Halo, Chief is on a space station located on the core planet of humanity, Earth, which is currently being attacked by a Covenant invasion. Eventually, Chief thwarts the attack on his space station, and, well...
Sir, permission to leave the station.
For what purpose, Master Chief?
To give the Covenant back their bomb.
Permission granted.
Just one question. What if you miss?
I won't.
Meanwhile, the elite who commanded the ships on the first Halo is being punished by being made an Arbiter, which is a shameful role who fulfills the will of the Prophets. The Prophets are basically the 3 leaders of the Covenant. Back on Earth, the Covenant ship goes into Earth's atmosphere and enters Slipspace, which is basically a portal to a different part of the galaxy, and Chief's ship follows. The newly appointed Arbiter goes on a few missions under the orders of the Prophets to assassinate a Covenant deserter. Upon arriving at a new Halo, Chief goes down to the surface and kills one of the prophets. He is then mysteriously dragged down into the depths of the ocean. Arbiter goes on another mission to get the key to Halo, which allows it to fire, but is then betrayed by Tartarus, the chieftain of the Brutes, and is presumed to be dead. Now Arbiter and Chief are held hostage by this worm guy, or the Gravemind, who is the leader of the Flood, who sends them both on missions to get the key and stop Halo. Chief goes to High Charity, or the capital city of the Covenant, but while on High Charity, the elites are cast aside in favor for the Brutes, and civil war breaks out. There is also a flood outbreak, which results in another prophet dying. Luckily, Chief escapes on a Forerunner ship, and then he sets off for Earth. And the Arbiter goes to the ring to stop Halo from firing. He eventually succeeds, and Halo is stopped. RB then sets off to go to Earth. After escaping the falling Covenant city of High Charity on a Forerunner ship, Master Chief crashes on Earth and is found by the absolute Chad, Sergeant Johnson, and he meets the Arbiter for the first time. Then the new dynamic duo has to thwart a Covenant attack on their base on Earth. They both continue to destroy a Covenant anti-air gun. After destroying the AA gun, however, a Covenant ship that has been infected by the Flood lands on Earth. After escaping, the human and elite combines forces to follow the last prophet's ship to the Ark, which is the birthplace of the Halo rings. Chief then clears a landing zone for their ship, the Forward into Dawn. And by the way, the prophet is going to the Ark so he can fire Halo again. The humans and elites then make one final effort to stop the prophet from firing Halo. Chief, Arbiter, and Johnson each have to destroy their shield towers so they can get to the prophet, but they have a brief encounter with the Flood. Eventually, Chief and RB finally get to the prophet, and he is silenced by the Arbiter's blade. Forgot to mention this in Halo 2, but Chief had to leave Cortana on High Charity, which just so happened to land on Earth. So Chief goes to grab Cortana, after witnessing a new Halo ring emerging from the depths of the Ark, which is a replacement for the one in Combat Evolved. So Chief, Arbiter, and Johnson go to fire the Halo ring to get rid of the local Flood, but are stopped by 343 Guilty Spark, who Chief is able to kill, but at the cost of Johnson's life. After firing Halo, they are luckily able to escape, but their ship is suddenly cut in half by a sudden slipspace rupture. The Arbiter's half was able to make it back to Earth, but the Chief's half was taken to an unknown region of space, and he went to freezer sleep for an indefinite amount of time to be awakened when he is needed. And that is Halo Part 1. If you like this video, please like it. It took so much time and effort, and I'll have Part 2 out in an amount of time that I don't know. Anyway, have a great day, and goodbye.